EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Ready to get us started, the Aussie punter and kickoff man, Michael Dixon. And we are underway from Atlanta. This will be taken very short. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
The delay of game backs them up 5, 1st and 15. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. He'll have a first down past the 40. And down to the 19-yard line. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks' 19-yard line. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
On the Seahawks 18-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Get out! Wait! Kill! Check! 21!
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. And it will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley there to make the grab. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken short. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Go! Let's go!
Right there.
Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
14, run it. Defense, keep it up, guys. Check 20. 40.
Now it's Wilson. He goes full extension, and he's got it. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Double count right here, double count. All day, every day.
Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on.
This is caught inside the 15. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A 10-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do. This
will be taken very short. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. And that's the connection, Ryan to Jones, that this defense obviously has to key in on.
Certainly feels like they got the party started with that one, doesn't it? And when those two get in sync, it just scares the heck out of defenses, because he can hit Julio Jones in a short zone, and he can take it the whole way.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, 59, ready. Crunch. Check three. 30. X3. 218, chop it. Good job. Let's go. Watch out. Hey, Tuesday, get up.
Ryan. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Hey, Echo. Hey, South.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he powers his way up past the 30. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vic Beasley making it look easy, cruising in for the sack. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Here's Jones on the return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Falcons will be taking over, 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They run. Devontae Freeman. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
No. Check 9. Hey, express. Check. Gun.
Running right, this is Freeman. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Freeman. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That good for 22 and a first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Check 43. Hey, check Mike 27. Check Mike 27. 39. Let's go. We got this. Alert 3. Alert. Hey, sprint plans. Hey, turn it up. 51. Rush in.
On first down, it's Freeman. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. Now the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
The end result, 21 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. That's complete to DK Metcalf. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these 2 teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken short. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. On 2nd and 9, Wilson, and that's caught inside the 30. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 51 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
They'll run on first down. Carson. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Well, with that incompletion, Charles, let's talk about the coaching carousel. Some new guys in new places. Ron Rivera to Washington. We got Mike McCarthy in Dallas. Matt Rule up from the college ranks to Carolina. And for the Giants, Joe Judge. Any surprises in your mind?
Well, I think you start with Joe Judge going to the Giants, coming from New England, where he was the special teams coach for most of his career. And this season added wide receivers to his duties. Well regarded within the ranks of the NFL. Not much known about him to the outside world. It's kind of a reveal to everyone. Joe Judge, people will now get to know who he is, because most people thought Matt Rule was going to go to New York. He ends up in Carolina. And then, of course, Ron Rivera, he would have been a candidate for Dallas. He would have been a candidate for New York, as well as Washington. And Washington never let him out of the building. That was a big-time hire for them.
25. Check. Hey, great plans. 22! Got it. Shit! Hey, South! 54! Mike 50! Hey, Tuesday! Right there, 54, right there.
On 3rd down, Ryan. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Falcons push further out in front. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken very short. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. The throw here going to be complete to Gordon. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Flushed out right. He'll try and run it. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
20. Stop here, D. Deuce. Let's go.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
11. Hey, Delta. SOS.
From the shotgun, Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. From the gun, it's Ryan. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. Now it's Lockett. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 31-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it. But they've got to continue to move quickly.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Throwing now is Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Watch tight end. 4 down, check. 4 down. 36 pounds.
Wilson to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Vic Beasley in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't panic surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like. S-T-R-O. Yeah.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hit the win. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze. Freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes.
We're at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. This will be taken short.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that's going to make it 4th down. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Now Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line.
One. Hey, Zoo.
They go play action. Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle. And frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fade.
Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
Here's Jackson. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here we go. 180.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Alert flare. Flare. Check. Hot route.
Lefty.
On 2nd down, it's Howard. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. On third down, this is Howard. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
A good run by Jordan Howard, and now another 1st and 10.
Slam. Mike's by 4. Mike's by 4.
Other side, solid.
Kill.
6. Go. 6 guys.
On first down, they run with Howard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here we go. Waiting.
Check. Walk 54. Don't get nervous.
Wentz on the give to Sanders. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
For 1 yard pickup brings up 3rd and 13.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
He's not going to get me. 27, Mark 27. He's tired of me. He's tired of us.
Man 5-7.
Watch twins. Out. Check the backer. Kill.
5-9.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
Here we go. Let's go.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Mike 20.
Kill.
Mike 27.
List 5-2.
Watch the eye.
Sponge.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And that is incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yo, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 27, Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Nate Gary. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. He's at the 50. The 30. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 28-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
You're not ready. Stand. 49, check 49, check 49. Check 3.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards. Here's Scott. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
No. Check your hot read. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Check. Lou. Press.
On second down now, it's Scott. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Hey, 50 to much. You can't block me. Showing up. Check safety. Switch. Check. Hey, switch gear. Hang in there now.
On first down, it's Scott. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Right there.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now a give, right side. Scott trying to run inside, but nothing there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. This will be taken very short.
Let's go. Do it. At their own 24-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Now Howard. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
On 3rd down, Scott. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. They go again with Scott. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Running with Howard. Now Howard stripped. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
2 times. 3 out. 17, guys. Check him out. He's going to... Watch.
On 2nd down, it's Scott.
Go. It's wrong.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Boston Scott, 59 yards. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This will be taken short. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
From the 29, Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And that'll make it third down.
Well, struggles continue. Open targets, and he keeps missing them, pressing way too much. He may have a big arm, but until he learns how to harness it and have some touch, he's going to continue to struggle.
And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Hey, box truck. We ain't giving them nothing today.
Cousins to throw for it on fourth. That's caught by Treadwell. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. A first down throw for Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Gun. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to turn you.
Now Cook running right. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 23 yards the pickup there. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31.
Topper!
They run again on first down. Cook. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 31 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
This will be taken very short. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down, make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Down the man inside, down the man.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Scott, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Under 10, 10. Hey, check 24, check 24. No. Off. Check 9. Watch twist. Lion. Wide, get wide. Check 43. Alert 3. Yeah,
On third down, Scott. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Cameron Johnston now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Sherrills to return it. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 41-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. They run. Cook. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, we're good.
Now Cousins on 4th down. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Oh, that's a big pickup right there. That play might have saved them. Now they got to get up to the line of scrimmage quick. They've got to spike it.
So they are going to call on Dan Bailey here. His career long is 56 yards done in Seattle. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
A 57-yard attempt.
And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good. Well, that would have been something if he could have saved him from that long distance there in the closing seconds, but it was just not meant to be.
They need a little more time and a little more yardage to give him a realistic shot. And that kick's a good metaphor for this game, isn't it? They're going to wind up a little short in the end.
Wentz with a kneel down, and that will be the final act of this game.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles, and it wasn't really always
Mississippi and New Orleans. Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop Dogg, and I'm the only one. And when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Haha, bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast, cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. Come on. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll it when I'm in a mud league. 2-0, Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard, my team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is, I get it. Come on. I got cleats on my feet, jersey on my back, helmet on my head, ready to attack like that. Down in Mississippi and New Orleans, Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop Dogg, and I'm the only one. And when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast, cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. Come on. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll it when I'm in a mud league. 2-0, Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard, my team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is, now get it. Come on. Go. Big Snoop Dogg, it's in the game.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver, I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get the off my chest, though. I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Take your eyes off me, don't want to see me when I'm gone. Moral of the story was you're wrong. Everything I gave and everything I lost. Good things come at a cost. I left it on your head, and when you ever overstayed it, your thoughts are never everything you wanted when you want. I'ma take it in the head with the signs of a distort. I'ma leave it on the side. You wanna Christ when I breath on this set. Let me speak on behalf. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get the off my chest, though. I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off.
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did. Playing
Playing skill.
Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, all on the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip.
We're at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying, "Fly, Eagles, fly," as they get ready to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. This will be taken short. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 20. Yard line. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Keep playing hard.
And the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. On the carry, this is Scott. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. A big play there for Philly. 45 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll run with Scott. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. On 2nd down now, it's Scott. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
They'll run on 1st down. Scott. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wentz got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz there to make the grab. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken very short. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter.
Here we go. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Watch the
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the 1st half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 46-yard line.
Here we go, Pac-Man. 120!
A first carry now for Jordan Howard. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
3rd and 2.
Here we go. Waiting. Go.
Drop deep, drop deep. Shift.
Now Scott. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Tighten up. 61, matchbox lights.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
And an Eagles first down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
There we go, Pac-Man.
On 1st down, it's Scott. Spins by, and he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Check. Lucky.
On 2nd down, it's Scott, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They'll try the left side. Scott. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
This will be taken short. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now Cook. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins, and he's able to find Diggs. He's at the 40, the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 68 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive. And there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They'll run on first down. Scott. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give them a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. On third down, it's Scott. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on fourth down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
They'll try and run for it. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. First down, here's the run with Cook. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Watch the ship. Gun. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. 382. Let's 50. Check. Begin. 22 jet bomber.
On the carry, it's Cook. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
This will be taken very short. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Let's go, D.
On third down, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Timmy Jernigan with a sack. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Here's Britton Colquitt now, standing just about on his own goal line. On the return, Jackson. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Here we go. 180. Bunch. We got to step it up.
On third down, Scott. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Kill. 6 guys. Check. Lynch 5-3. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Watch twist. Watch the twist. Here. Watch twist. Out.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. He's been tough for this defense to handle, over 100 yards. You kind of knew that they were going to him on that play, didn't you?
They certainly did. That's one of those situations where you simply say, my best runner over my best blockers. Let's go ahead and pick it up. And I don't care if they know it on the other side. Here we come, and they got it done.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That good for 22 and a first down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Check nickel. Watch the ass.
They run with Howard. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Sponge. No.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Here we go. 280. Coming this way. Here we go. Run. Here. He's crashing. He's checking crash. 49. Check 49. Check bunch. Kill. Check your hot read. You go tight.
On 2nd down now, it's Scott. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. the things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Check safety, check safety. Lion.
They'll keep it on the ground. Scott, and they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. No move to get the offense off the field here. They've converted once on this drive. On 4th, they'll go again and try it once more.
Hey, switch gears. 80 weapon. Shit. Check. Back. Shit. Slam.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. So that'll back. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this from 34. And Elliott puts this one through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Now from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Again, it's Cook. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Play action now, Cousins. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down.
Hey, Charlie.
4th down, Cousins. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox. So now let's look at the situation. They do have all 3 timeouts remaining, so barring a 1st down, they could conceivably get the ball back.
So now it's all about defense and stopping the clock. Don't give up any yardage, right? Use your time.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Boston Scott, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Cousins now. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To the air again. It's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Cousins now to throw on first down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Crayvon LeBlanc with a pick, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Anthony Harris on the tackle. They'll keep it on the ground. Scott. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say 24-hour cheesesteak shop, here we come.
Oh, yeah, and I'm buying, partner. And guess what? I'm having mine with.
And I'm having two if you're buying. Good night from Philadelphia.
pocket like rocket fuel.